today's video, we witness tense moments on the railways, where even the smallest mistake can lead to catastrophic consequences. The video also highlights the importance of always being alert for animals, especially near railway crossings. Since water buffalo do not understand train whistles, it is important to increase signage and safety fencing near animal areas. Especially when driving near livestock, always slow down and pay attention. Video shows the moment a Brightline train collided with a car in North Miami Beach. Have you ever been stuck near train tracks? Always be alert and obey signals to avoid disasters like this. Whoa. Don't let mobile devices ruin your trip. I have watched over and over again how lucky the driver was to quickly escape from the car when an SUV rushed towards the train in a high-speed, reckless move. Never think your car is faster than the speed of the front-runner train. At the Glazebet Festival in Zug, Indonesia, people were lucky to get off the train tracks before the collision. Their quick reflexes may have saved their lives. Have you ever had to make a quick escape from a dangerous situation? Your train ride home will be stopped for hours when a cow lies under the train. The disruption is inevitable. What do you think about this? Who is responsible, the train or the animal? Watching a train crash into a car is a heart-stopping moment. The force of a train crashing into a car is immense, as we see in the video from the flooded tracks. It is a reminder of the immense power of trains and not to ignore the signals. A train car on fire. Oh my god. A truck got stuck on the tracks and 2 trains crashed into it and it caught fire. In Brian, never stop on train tracks. Unbelievable moment, train crash in Texas caught on camera. Have you ever lost a lot of money on car repairs because you collided with cattle instead of another car? A driver ignored a red light and a barrier to narrowly escape disaster in Chattanooga. Always obey traffic signals, especially near railroad tracks. Have you ever ignored a warning signal while driving? What happened? Specific warning signs are placed near cattle grazing areas with messages like livestock traffic or beware of livestock, urging drivers to slow down and stay alert. This is also considered a humane and protective action. Collisions with a moose are much more dangerous than collisions with cattle due to their size and height. Their weight makes it easy for them to land on the hood of your car. This can cause serious structural damage to your car, potentially causing serious injury. If you see this on the road, call the emergency services immediately.
Get it? Yeah. Stupid fuckers.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more amazing moments coming your way. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss what's next. In the 1990s, a research facility in Arizona called the Desert Wildlife Experiment Center conducted groundbreaking research to stimulate the growth of native lizards. The goal was to explore their ecological impact, but the experiment was unsuccessful, causing the reptiles to double in size. These creatures, capable of reaching speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, became more dangerous and would attack humans if threatened. Consuming up to 50 pounds of animal carcasses and garbage each day. Their presence contaminated more than 4,000 acres of farmland, leading to severe water and soil pollution. The damage to agricultural production alone exceeded $30 million. With no clear solution. By 2000, the US government had launched a hunting effort to contain the giant lizard outbreak in Arizona. Wildlife officials closely monitored the reptiles and determined that hunters should maintain a distance of at least 100 yards to avoid danger. In swampy areas, hunting dogs were often used to assist in tracking, but hunters had to exercise extreme caution. The lizard's powerful tail could knock down anyone who got too close. Hunters were advised to stay away from the wetlands of eastern Arizona because the terrain there increased the risk of lizard encounters and surprise attacks. Hunter safety is a top priority when hunting lizards, and obtaining a license is no easy task. Only individuals between the ages of 21 and 50 with no criminal record are eligible. They must complete a 6-month hunting course, learning from experienced hunters. The training costs around $2,500, making it a serious commitment. Only 150 licensed hunters are allowed to participate in each hunting season, which runs from June to September. Arizona's harsh desert environment requires hunters to be physically fit. Hunting on rainy days should be avoided due to the dangerous swampy terrain, or hunting together for support. During numerous hunting trips, Arizona Game Foundation investigations revealed that the use of cover improved the hunter's chances of success by reducing the lizard's perception of the hunter's presence. The success rate increased to 80% per hunt. Hunters typically used high-powered AR-15 rifles that fired up to 10 shots at a time. Equipped with advanced binoculars, this equipment allowed for maximum efficiency, allowing hunters to take down up to 5 lizards per day. Thanks to modern equipment, the government reduced the lizard population from 10,000 to 3,000 to 3,500 in just a few months. In Arizona, hunters are only allowed to operate in areas designated on their licenses, such as the Sonoran Desert and the Superstition Mountains, where large numbers are found. Off-season violators face hefty fines of up to $5,000. Hunters are encouraged to stay informed about policy changes via the Arizona Department of Fish and Game's official website. As hunting season draws to a close in Arizona, hunters are required to report their activities to authorities, adding urgency and responsibility. The rules are clear, with hand catching prohibited, especially in the dangerous swamps near the Colorado River. Hunters are advised to understand lizard behavior in these areas to avoid dangerous encounters. Safety comes first, and following these rules is essential to preventing accidents. You wouldn't think these lizards would be eaten by people, would you? Only certain species of lizards are legal for consumption, and they must be hunted in managed areas like the Sonoran Desert. The lizards weighing more than 100 pounds are not allowed for consumption due to health concerns and must be euthanized. During hunting season, hunters are only allowed to process no more than 50 pounds of meat, and all must be approved by the Arizona Department of Health Services before consumption. If you have any new information about lizard countermeasures, please comment below to build a safe hunting organization. Comment number 1 if you think the US lizard handling method is reasonable. Please continue to follow the following content. Based on experience, it takes a good hunter at least 3 years to understand the tracks and behavior of prey. The dry grass in front of them is not just grass, it is a sign of a giant invasive species that has just passed through. Now, the black bear is 300 yards away, busy foraging for berries. But one change of wind or one careless step and it will disappear in an instant. At such a distance, using binoculars to track the bear's every move is the key to a successful hunt. Continuing their journey, the hunters spotted a flock of wild turkeys in the southeast, feeding among the undergrowth. Turkeys are a symbol of Native Americans and early settlers, and are a valuable food source, high in protein and low in fat. However, by law, turkey hunting is only allowed in the spring and fall to protect the species population. The hunter holds his gun tight and lies down, and this is the decisive moment. A giant muskox with thick fur covering its body is capable of taking down any enemy if it feels threatened. In Germany, only hunters aged 18 and over are allowed to hunt this invasive species. Do you think age matters, or is it courage? Before I finished watching the video, I thought the hunter had missed his chance to knock down it. When the goat turned away, the two hunters did not miss the opportunity and a precise shot ended it cleanly. This is the hunting style that hunters consider humane. But you also need to make sure that hunting ensures your safety by wearing protective gear and anti-slip boots when moving on the mountain ranges. These are rare moments that few people have ever witnessed. This video was recorded by hunters when the decisive moment approached. The tension reached its peak. Bow and arrow or hunting gun, which weapon will take down the strongest baboon? Baboons can run up to 35 emp when they feel danger, so you need to find a suitable hiding place to avoid being detected. Hunting buffalo is not just about finding one, it's about tracking down a herd. Buffalo are a dangerous invasive species that travel in packs. That's why you should never go alone. Your shot must be accurate enough to remove your target without scaring off the herd. If they spot you, you may not get a second chance.
Nice hit!
It only takes a few seconds to witness this moment, but how long did it take the hunter to get it? To bring down a black bear, hunters must spend months practicing with a bow and arrow. Before they enter the forest, they learn how to face danger and harsh weather. The bowstring tightened, breaths frozen in the cold air. The buck stood less than 30 yards away, his huge antlers rising from the forest floor. But something was wrong, and a calf suddenly moved behind him. Do you think he succeeded in bringing down the calf? But by law, it was illegal to knock down a calf. The lion roared, clinging to the tree trunk, trying to grab the prize it had smelt from afar. But this was no random meal, but a prepared bait. Everything seemed to fail as it hesitated, but then another male lion appeared. In South Africa, lion hunting is legal but strictly controlled. The government grants permits to hunt about 150 lions a year, mainly in private reserves, to control the population when they attack the cities. The hunter, who had been carefully preparing for tonight's hunt, used a sounding device to attract red foxes, a common invasive species in Australia. Although there is no specific information about the year of invention of this device, it has received positive reviews from the hunting community for its effectiveness in hunting. Red foxes cause about 300 million cases of damage each year. Teamwork is a huge advantage in a hunt. Look at 3 to 5 hunters working closely together to take down a giant elephant many times their size.
Yep.
But one important thing to note is that they did not wear bright clothes. Instead, they chose grey outfits that camouflaged them perfectly in the Zambezi environment. Every moment in this video is a testament to what hunters face, from precise shots to unexpected encounters. Comment on what impressed you the most. Hunting is not only a skill, but also a respect for nature. If you love these moments, like so you don't miss the next great hunting footage, in October 2012, Hurricane Sandy made landfall in New York, becoming one of the strongest storms in history with winds reaching up to 115 mph and rising floodwaters. The storm caused up to $65 billion in damages across the state, with agriculture alone suffering $42 million in losses in New York. Within 10 days after the storm, vegetation in the forest was severely damaged, affecting the natural food sources for wild boars. More than 2.5 million wild boars in New York State swarmed cornfields in search of food. Notably, the storm occurred during their breeding season, intensifying the level of destruction. Wild boars gnaw on corn plants, breaking stalks and eroding the soil. The growing damage caused by wild boars to crops and ecosystems has led to the increased adoption of steel cage trapping as an effective management strategy. Boar traps are only allowed to be set in suburban and rural areas like Adirondack Park and non-populated regions. In contrast, placing traps near residential areas, roads, and protected areas like Central Park and Harriman State Forest is prohibited. Hunters must be at least 16 years old, complete a safety training course, and pay a fee ranging from $22 to $100 to obtain a license. Once the site is chosen, a large steel cage trap is set up. The trap typically has a door mechanism that snaps shut when triggered by the boar. Hunters or land managers often bait the trap with corn, fruits, or other foods that attract wild boar. Corn bait is often mixed with a sugar or syrup flavoring agent that keeps the scent for 24 to 48 hours. This attracts wild boars from as far as 300 yards away. For a large trap about 200 square feet, 50 to 60 pounds of corn is used to ensure adequate quantity and no waste. But in the first trap after Hurricane Sandy, hunters caught 100 to 150 boars in a single attempt. After setting a trap, wild boars are usually trapped within 8 hours. Hunters need to constantly check the trap location to handle it promptly. Wild boar hunters in New York need to regularly update themselves on hunting regulations from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Hunting pregnant boars or piglets is prohibited to protect the ecological balance and ensure humane hunting practices. When setting iron cage traps for wild boars, hunters need to choose traps that are at least 5 to 6 feet in height. This ensures that wild boars cannot jump out. Iron cage traps are designed to operate automatically using weight sensors or a trapdoor mechanism that activates when the boar steps in. This allows the trap to function effectively regardless of weather conditions. wild boar hunters are responsible for collecting the boars after they are trapped to avoid polluting the environment or attracting other animals to the area. After the hurricane season, hunters will have more difficulty traveling and collecting wild boars as flooded roads, muddy terrain, and fallen trees pose challenges. The 2012 Hurricane Sandy cleanup operation recorded the heaviest wild boar on record at 400 pounds. The cleanup operation following Hurricane Sandy in 2012 yielded the heaviest wild boar ever recorded, weighing in at 400 pounds.
Keep going.
Wild boar meat is also an excellent source of protein. The quality of the meat is highly regarded, as wild boar provides a leaner and tastier option than domestic pigs. The meat is often processed for a variety of culinary uses, such as roast sausages and stews. Some processors also smoke or marinate the meat for preservation. This careful process ensures that wild boar is utilized effectively, respecting both the hunting activity and the culinary traditions it supports. Comment your personal opinion below so we can update the latest for you. Please continue watching videos about other hunting activities before coming to wild boar hunting. Hello friend. In Australia, trapping wolves is a necessary tradition to protect farms. But in late 2022, things changed. Farmers noticed strange, aggressive behavior in wolves, leading to the shocking discovery that rabies was emerging in them and spreading rapidly. Trapping operations were suddenly suspended due to concerns about collecting and disposing of wolf carcasses that could infect humans. This left farmers defenseless as wolves became more aggressive and losses mounted. Estimates of losses soared to more than $1.5 million in livestock and pets lost to rabid wolves. Meanwhile, globally in Queensland, Australia, a population of red foxes kept in captivity for pest control escaped from a farm carrying mange, a parasite that spreads rapidly to livestock and local wildlife. By early 2023, more than 150 outbreaks had been reported. In early 2018, the Australian government launched a massive campaign against the invasive wolf population. Learning from the trapping encounters, the government required hunters to operate at a safe distance of 350 feet to avoid danger.
You just quinted. Nice shot.
This massive effort takes place every year from September to March, with winter being the peak season.
Nice shot.
During this time, exactly 2,300 hunters from across the country come together to face the icy conditions and rugged terrain. In Australia's rugged Northern Territory, hunters are responsible for managing the wolf population with the ability to control the damage they can cause. At the renowned Arnhem Land Hunting Centre, they undergo a rigorous 3-month course, mastering precision shooting techniques including the prone position required for open terrain with little cover. This high-risk training pushes them to perfect each shot, honing instincts vital to conservation. With each skill learned, anticipation rises as each hunter prepares to make real-world decisions to protect Australia's fragile ecosystems. During Australia's harsh winters, wolf hunting becomes more difficult with poor weather conditions. hunters must keep a close eye on the forecast as sudden blizzards can strike, especially in September when storms can reach speeds of up to 45 miles per hour. Authorities provide hunters with tents that can provide safe shelter during these storms. Working in teams is essential for added safety. Thanks to responsible hunting, the wolf population in northern Australia has declined from 4,200 to 2,800, allowing Australia's livestock economy to make a steady recovery in 2019. Along with dealing with millions of wolves, dealing with red foxes became a pressing issue in Australia in 2018. To address these incursions, some areas in Australia allow controlled hunting in remote areas. Hunters must apply for a permit, which costs around $30 to $45 and must adhere to strict local regulations. Additionally, to increase their success rate, hunters invest in camouflage and protective gear, often spending up to $500 on equipment alone. However, due to ethical concerns, fox hunts must be reported to authorities upon completion. Furthermore, responsible control of hunting has helped to reduce negative feedback from some communities that do not support hunting. These pests will be carefully collected and humanely destroyed to prevent the spread of disease. For the safety of hunters, their use is restricted to prevent the spread of disease. What do you think about how farmers are responding to this invasive species in the comments below? Are these efforts worth it? If you agree, comment number 1. Please watch the next video.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.